you start, it's how you finish, right? Well, LeBron and the Lakers certainly turned things around late in the season. They reached the Western Conference Finals before losing to the eventual champions, the Denver Nuggets. Shannon, what shot do you give LeBron and the Lakers of dethroning Denver next year and winning it all?
Well, it all depends on what type of help they get. They only have 3 players on the contract: LeBron, AD, and second-round pick Max Christie.
Yeah.
So obviously, you need to re-sign Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, and I would like to see Dennis Schroeder back. Then outside of that, build however you must. Skip, who's to say that even if they get things, Denver is legit? I mean, this is not a fluke.
No.
I'm not saying they're going to run off a string of 2 or 3 of these things, Skip, but they're legit. Nikola Jokic is legit. And anytime you get a true, legit top 5 player, you can build around him, and he's going to be dangerous. And you get Jamal Murray. He's got that taste. He's got that blood in his mouth. He's won a championship. Yep. He's about to be different. Remember after Kobe, I'm not saying he's going to be Kobe, but you remember when Kobe, after he won his first one, how he changed? I'm not saying he's going to be that, but there's something that comes over a player. Yep. He gets the feeling that I belong. I can do this. But I like if the Lakers can bring back those 3 guys, Schroeder, Rui, Austin Reeves, that's 6. Build out your roster with shooters around that. But, you know, everybody can say this, you should stay healthy. Everything is contingent on LeBron and AD's health, though. It don't matter who you put around them. It's all about the health.
You're not very sold about what you're selling.
No, I'm Skip. Skip, what am I mean, the guy going into year 21. Okay. AD misses an average of 20 games a year the last 2-3 years.
Okay, when he's right, when he's healthy, when he's plugged in, when he's cranked, can AD at least play Joker to a push? Can he? Sure he can. You better believe. He's a better rim protector than Joker is, which is why I thought the Lakers had a little better defense going into the Denver series than Denver did. Right. Denver had, you could say, a lot better offense, but certainly a little better offense. Okay, Austin Reeves emerged as a near star to me this year on both ends of the floor. Okay. So, to me, he is proving to be more valuable than any of these players, KCP or
Michael Porter
Jr. or I'm not counting him because it doesn't look like
you're talking about the starting players. Okay.
The starting players or Gordon. Those 3 players, those 3 starters. I'll take Austin Reeves over any of those 3 guys. Okay. Then we throw in Jared Vanderbilt is a high-level defender. It was a steal at the trade deadline to get him on the defensive end because he set the tone for your defense. And then Schroeder, I just love Schroeder. I know he's a little crazy, and I know he can get a little wild with the basketball, but he takes and makes big shots.
He plays hard.
And Lonnie Walker was a revelation because he's a talent. And he's getting his head straighter and straighter. He's growing up in the league, and he's starting to really trust himself. He can come in and do numbers on people because he can do what Jimmy did late in the game. He's capable of going off like that. Okay, so I'm building a roster here, and then I skipped over Hachimura, and I'm going to assume that you're going to sign both.
I'm assuming so.
Hachimura has an NBA body and an NBA temperament where he is just fearless, and he will attack you on both ends of the floor. Okay, I liked what I saw. I saw them take Denver to the wire 4 times. They lost all 4, and they got swept. So you say, in the scorebook, it just says you got swept. But what did your eyes tell you? Your eyes told you they could play with Denver. They could go out tonight and play them to the wire again. Maybe they'd lose because Jamal had hit a shot. But to me, you have the firepower in place to challenge them.
Going to be very
interesting. We got to go, guys. We've got more Undisputed coming up after this break. And he was asked about the potential of him making the Basketball Hall of Fame. And my goodness, his answer is gaining a lot of attention. Check it out.
If we're being brutally honest, if I was selected to the Hall of Fame, I'm not going.
You're not going to accept it?
No, I'm not going. It's like the festivities and all of that. It's an individual thing. You know, I'm not for the individual type stuff. I'm really not. I'm like a team guy.
But even after it's all said and done and you've done...
No, I don't want to go. I'm not worried about the Hall of Fame, so I promise you. It's an honor, it is, but...
Great interview by Jared Greenberg. Jimmy, I don't know, that might be a mistake to skip that. Shannon, do you like or do you have a problem with what Jimmy Butler said?
I hate everything he said. I have a big problem with it. Skip, I get it. You're in the middle of the NBA Finals. You could say, I'm really not thinking about the Hall of Fame right now. The most important thing with me is to find a way to win one game in Denver to try to get it back to Miami. But to be this openly and blatantly disrespectful of what we call heaven.
Yeah.
It's sports heaven. Skip, give me just a second. I want to Skip, I remember when I got the call that I made it to the Hall of Fame, I picked up the phone and called my grandmother. She was on she was dying. She would die a couple of months later. I said, Grand, I made it to the Hall of Fame. She said, baby, what's that? I say, that's where all the really good, great football players go when they retire. She said, oh, baby, that's so good. I sure hope I'm around to see it. The Hall of Fame in any particular sport is football heaven in football. It's basketball heaven in basketball. It's baseball heaven in Cooperstown. That's the heaven. That's the ultimate validation. Jimmy Butler, it's not like hockey. The great Gretzky, he retired, they put him in the Hall of Fame right away. In other sports, you've got to wait 5 years. So you mean to tell me in 5 years you can't find Bali, the Maldives, wherever you want to go and put your toes in the sand? You that disrespectful to me. I don't like the festivities. Skip it. Did you know Jimmy Butler has been to 6 All-Star games? How many times did he turn them down? They didn't take his teammates.
No.
See, that sounds good. See, this is what turned people off about athletes. Because the arrogance and the pompousness of this joker.
Yeah.
To have the nerve to say you should fall on your knees and thank God that 50, 60 men and women said, you know what, Jimmy Butler is worthy of basketball heaven. Skip, this is blatantly disrespectful. He's talking like he's one of the historically all-time greats. Like he's transcended. I can see if they wronged him in some way, in some manner. What has the NBA done to him besides making him wealthy, more wealthy than his wildest dreams? Everything that he's got come courtesy of the NBA. I'm not saying that he didn't work hard. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve it, because he deserves everything that he got coming to him.
Yep.
But for him to say this, Skip, he has to miss me with all of this.
Quick aside, after the last 10 games, does he even belong in the Hall of Fame? When I brought this up, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, I see right now. I said no.
You were shocked I brought up the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the context was, and you shocked me by saying he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I told you, well, it seems like everybody gets in the Basketball Hall of Fame, not the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but the basketball. And now you're like, well, wait a second.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's talking about he a slam dunk. Like he LeBron, like he got like 17, like he got like 8, 9 team first team all NBAs, like 3 or 4 MVPs, a couple of finals MVPs, led the league in score, the DPOY.
As I always tell you about the Pro Football Hall of Fame, if I have to think twice about you, you're not in my Hall of Fame.
Right.
If I hear a name, Tom Brady, well, you just say, oh, well, yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Well, some guys they shouldn't even have to wait 5 years.
Right.
A Brady, a Manning, a Joe Montana.
Yes.
Why they waiting? LT, why they waiting?
Yeah. Lawrence Taylor. Oh, yeah. Do I have to think twice?
Yeah.
But Jimmy Butler gives me pause. I have to stop and say, well, wait, he's never, ever gotten he's never been in the top 10 of the MVP voting.
Right.
He got one top 3 vote, but it's a solitary single vote. Like out of nowhere, it's an aberration vote.
Right.
You can even question the authenticity of it, right? The credibility of it. Okay, so he didn't even make the All-Star team this regular season, but he did weirdly make second team All-NBA, which is the highest ranking he's ever achieved.
Right. Why didn't he turn it down?
Well, that's a good point.
I mean,
there's no
hold on.
festivity to it.
No. But what about Bam? Where's Bam? Bam ain't on that team. Where's Kyle Lowry? It's a team thing. He like a team. So what? So why did you tell him to say I don't want to be on it? You see, you see the utter ridiculousness of how this sounds. Skip, does he? I guess he thinks he's like, man, and people gonna say Jimmy is the ultimate team player. I call bull jive, because Skip, when you play, and for someone to think, because here's the thing, what makes the Hall of Fame so unique in most sports. A lot of times, it's not the people that actually played the game that's voting you in.
Yeah.
It's people that's sitting around with a pen and pad that watch you play and say, you know what, I think that guy's worthy. So for some randoms, a lot of these guys, a lot of these men and women, and it's not a knock on you guys, I'm just saying, you didn't play the particular sport that you're covering, but you thought enough of this individual, he or she, to put them in the Hall of Fame. And for Jimmy Butler to say, nah, I'm not going to festivities, that's a part of it. What you think? You just show up and just, okay, we got the ceremony, and you just show up? No. There's a jacket presentation. There's a lot that goes. I mean, you got the Nitsky luncheon when they tell you what to expect. You don't talk. In the Nitsky luncheon, it's very unique, Skip, because the new inductees, they don't talk.
No.
It's all the guys that's already in there telling you how you should behave and what the expectations are for you moving forward. Because now they don't say 3-time Super Bowl this. They don't say 8-time Pro Bowl that. They say HOF. When you got those alphabets, those are the alphabets of the alphabets.
That's a fact. So once again, over time, over a playoff run, Jimmy Butler was exposed or revealed to be a second star in need of an alpha because he's not that guy. He had his moments. He had his 56 and his 42 against Milwaukee. He had his 35 and his 27 in games 1 and 2 against Boston. But he kept saying, don't call me playoff Jimmy, because I think deep down, he knows he's not playoff Jimmy. He knows he's not really that guy. He can be pretty good. He can have his moments. He can have his games. When he feels like he's got a little leverage, a little advantage over you, he can lay it on. But Denver had his number from the first dribble, and he got less and less convicted about what he could do in the lane. He was losing all kinds of confidence until he lost his way and lost his mind at the end of that game. And he'll suck it up, and he'll have a binge. He'll reach down and try to will it, and it'll last a little. It lasted about 2 minutes last night, and then he fell back apart. And what made me wonder in this answer is he saying deep down, I'm really not a Hall of Famer. I don't belong. I don't belong there. I'm really not that guy. You guys are asking too much of me.
Skip, a lot of times, Skip, I get up here and I speak from experience.